So I just wanted to do a quick tutorial of AWS CDK. And for that, I'm going to assume you already have the AWS CLI set up with your credentials and everything, and that you have Node installed. And basically, in the CDK project, I'm just going to create a Dynamo table and load some data into it. So we'll start over here. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you have CDK actually installed, and we can do that via npm install -g AWS CDK, and that'll get us all the libraries and stuff that we need for CDK. Now, the second thing you need to do is bootstrap your CDK or your AWS account. So you just run the commands bootstrap and then your AWS account name / the region name. So like US West 2. And I already run this command, so I'm not going to run it again, but that's kind of how you do it. And then it creates a stack within your account that kind of supports CDK installation. So if we go over here and we look into stacks, you can see I already ran this, and there's a CDK toolkit. And it just has some resources that support the CDK SDK. So after we bootstrapped it, then we can go ahead and we can start our project. So I'm going to make directory RE deals, just like it's going to be kind of like a real estate deals app. Sorry, the RE deals demo. That's okay. So we go into the demo directory, and then there's nothing in there. We can go ahead and now we can initialize our app. So CDK init app, and then we're going to choose a language that's TypeScript. TypeScript's pretty common, JavaScript Node, so we're going to go with that. And so that will just create your project. And you kind of look what it's generated. It's a pretty common like Node, JavaScript kind of project. So yeah, after that we can npm build it. And then once it's all built and compiled or transpiled, there's some commands you can CDK commands you can run. An interesting one is CDK diff. And that'll basically look at your project and look what's deployed and do the CloudFormation diff. This CDK just basically generates CloudFormation templates. So it's kind of showing you that, hey, you know, nothing's deployed yet. And we can actually go ahead and deploy that, even though there's nothing in it yet. That we just npx CDK deploy. And then it's creating CloudFormation change set, and then it'll actually deploy that into CloudFormation. Okay, there we go. That was pretty fast. And then if we look at our AWS account and refresh our stacks, we can see that there is a CDK demo stack, and it doesn't really have any resources in it. Not very interesting. So we're going to go back to our project. And then I'm going to open this up in WebStorm. Here we go. Just so this is nicer to see. We can see our project. And then, so this, in the lib, it'll create a stack TypeScript, and this is basically the main code for your CDK CloudFormation stack. And then what I want to do is, I'm just going to copy some code here. I'm going to pull in the Dynamo CDK library. We're going to create a a DynamoDB table. And to do that, it's pretty simple. Just create some TypeScript here, create a new table, call REDeals table. When it generates a table, it'll actually uniquely name it. So it'll be a little bit more complicated than that. We have partition key, that ID that's a number, a sort key that's a listed date, it's a string, and we're going to say the billing mode is pay per request. And that's pretty much it. If you go to the CDK reference, you can find, the reference for most AWS services on there. And after we do that, we'll just npm build it. And then we'll npx CDK diff just to see what the difference is. Yeah, and it shows you, hey, when you run this or deploy this, it'll add a DynamoDB table. It's sometimes good to run a diff before you deploy, because you might be destroying a resource, and that you might want to make sure that resource isn't needed. So we'll go ahead and deploy it. And it's creating the cloud permission change set, and it'll deploy that into AWS. And if we actually go look at it, we can actually see it doing stuff. Yeah, update in progress. And then you can get details about the deployment. If you have a very large stack, this might take a while. Okay, it says update complete. So if you go over to the resources here and we refresh this, you'll see REDeals table. So we can actually see it created a DynamoDB table. And if we go look at that, there's a new table. It's got this long, funky name. And then if we look at explore the table, there's nothing in there yet. But let's grab that name. So then the next thing I want to do is kind of load some data into it. So you can't really do this as part of CDK, but you could do it as part of the AWS SDK. So we're just going to hijack this project and add that onto there. So I'm going to create a REDeals CSV in the project here. And I'm going to grab some data. And this data, it's just about some properties, the listed date, units, address, market rent, that sort of thing. And then under our lib, we're going to create a new TS file. We're going to go REDeals data load TypeScript. And then we're just going to write a little bit of TypeScript code here that loads the data. And I'm going to copy paste that. So we're going to use the CSV parser library and the AWS SDK. And we're just going to npm install those. Okay, we got that. So we're going to need a couple constants here. We're going to need the region and the database name. Or the table name. So this is the table name. We're going to cut and paste it into here. Then we're going to copy some more code. We're going to grab a little snippet of TypeScript here. that'll convert it to JSON. So basically, this will create a, read the CSV file from disk, and then return it as JSON using the CSV parser. And then we're going to have a function that does a put item. And so this is going to call the DynamoDB client, do a put item. I'm not sure. I need to figure out why it's squiggling. That wasn't happening before, but it works. So they're going to put item. The table name was the constant we signed up there. And then item, it's just a handy little function. And then one more snippet. We have our main function, and it's just going to call CSV to JSON, load the CSV, create a DynamoDB client, and then it's going to kind of map the JSON. The Dynamo kind of needs to know type. So N is for number, S is for string. And again, I'm not sure why the squigglies are there. I need to look into that. So that's kind of it for the data load script. So we can go ahead and npm run build again. And that'll transpile our TypeScript into JavaScript here. And then we can just node run that data load JavaScript. That was pretty quick. That ran. If we go back and look at our table, we explore items again, or go back to this table, explore table items, and then refresh, and we can see we actually have some data there. So that was pretty simple. Pretty cool though. We were able to create an SDK or a CDK project, create a Dynamo table, and load some data. We can continue to add more resources onto it, but that's basically kind of a database now. Pretty cool. You can go check this code out on my GitHub, SkyPager, REDL CDK, and then you can see the code there for the stack is here. It just creates a table and then the data load script. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much.